What is going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today on the Western Official YouTube channel we do have the West Ham versus Man City, the review. So the game has just finished around half an hour ago at the London Stadium, where it did finish West Ham United 1, Man City 1. So a fantastic point to get, obviously, with our form at the London Stadium against Manchester City. A great performance, a great point, great resilience played was in the second half, but we're going to get into all of that later. Just a little shout out to my West Ham United poster here that's making its appearance in today's video. Hopefully it's going to stay in the background. But without further ado, before we do get into it, I'd like to say a huge shout out to the people over at Irons United for having me on their match day live stream this morning. Thank you guys so much for plugging my YouTube channel and getting me a few more subscribers. So their channel and their video that I was in will be linked in the description down below with the minute that I am in to where I go off. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it, the review. Okay, so the lineup start off with our lineup. It was an unchanged lineup. I was a little bit surprised to see Said Benrahma not making a performance on the bench, but there we go. He was seen training this morning with Psycho Stuart Pearce early morning, so I think that was an indicator that he wasn't going to be in the matchday squad, and he wasn't. That was a little bit disappointing, but hopefully we can see him next week at Liverpool. Man City's lineup, obviously they are missing a lot of their players. Aymeric Laporte, their main centre-back, was still out of the squad, but Kevin De Bruyne did make the bench and he did come on to play a part in today's game. So, I don't usually do this, but I thought I'd say there was one bad sub that I thought was made in today's game, and that was for Antonio off and Yarmolenko on. It was a forced sub to take Antonio off because he had we think he's got an injury. But why didn't he just put Haller on, so it's a straight swap between centre forwards? But he didn't put Haller on, he put Yarmolenko on to switch all around. So Yarmolenko was on the right, Fornal stayed on the left, and Bowen in the middle. And it just didn't work for Bowen, and I thought it was really harsh on him because he played really well on the right hand side in the first half, as I said when I went quickly on Irons United for in between the halves. I thought that was really harsh on him, and it's just another thing saying to Haller, we don't have trust in you. To be fair, when he came on later in the match, he didn't really do anything, but they just needed him. That would have been perfect. A good 40 minutes he had there, 45 minutes including injury time, so a whole half to show himself, but it just shows they don't have trust in him, which I thought was really bad. And Yarmolenko came on, I'm going to say one word, he was awful. So we're going to move on to the goals now, which I usually do in these reviews, where in the 18th minute, Mikel Antonio got on the score sheet once again, and the ball came into the box and Antonio turned, so he had the back to his goal, and he superbly put an overhead kick into the back of net, past Ederson, to make it 1-0 to West Ham, with a fantastic goal to put West Ham 1-0 up against Manchester City. And then the second goal and the last goal of the game, the equaliser, was from Phil Foden. He came on the 45th minute in half time, and it only took him 6 minutes to get on the score sheet. Where Cancelo put the ball into the box and Foden puts it, just slides it into the bottom corner of the net to make it 1-1. And I'd just like to say that Man City were a lot better in the second half. They just had a bit more urgency in them and that kind of thing. So overall in the first half, Man City had the possession. They had the possession, but they didn't really do anything with it. I think they had something like 66% possession and we had 34%, something like that. But we had with the 34% possession we had, I think we did more with it. I think we put some more attacks in. They just seemed to be playing along themselves in the midfield. No real urgency to get up the field. Really, that was my opinion. But I thought we were really good going forward. And obviously when they put 2 or 3 little passes together, so they looked threatening with either Sterling, Mahrez or Aguero in the first half. We defended really well. I thought Balbuena had a good game, Perhaps Diop should have started, but Balbuena did have a good game, I thought, and Ogbonna was good as well, as usual. So in the second half, as I said earlier, Pep Guardiola made a change. Aguero went off, Foden came on. It seemed a bit harsh on Aguero. He didn't do anything really in the first half, but I thought they would have gave him a bit longer. But he came on, and with just 6 minutes into the second half, as I said, Foden scored, and there was definitely more attacking. There was more urgency in the Manchester City side in the second half, as it pains me to say it. The last this half, the two halves, we showed different qualities that we now know we have going into the rest of this season. In the first half, we had the attacking ability to get ourselves on the score sheet. Last year or the year before, we probably would have played like that, but we wouldn't have got on the score sheet. But with the front three we have now, and perhaps Saeed Benrahma, I don't know where he's going to fit in there at the moment, but I'm sure he will get starts. We attackingly played very, very well. And then in the second half, I thought this was very, very good. All the West Ham fans have now been shown that we can show resilience in the second half. We got put back by a goal just 6 minutes into the second half, and we showed resilience to hold on, because Man City were very much on top in the second half, and we put pressure on our defence. There was pressure on our defence, and they handled it. But whether it was Masuaku going forward or going back, I thought he had a cracking game. And then Kufal, or Sufal, whatever you want to call him, he had another good game, I thought, down on that right hand side in the wing back position. I thought he had another good game. So it's promising little bargain from the board, as I hate to say it. They did a good job there for just £4.5 million, or however much we pay for him. But that's pretty much it. I'm now going to get on to my 3 man of the matches for West Ham United, as I always do with these reviews. So my first one is going to be Arthur Masuaku. I just touched on him a minute ago. He was superb in today's game. As I have said previously in previous videos, this formation, this system, really does suit him with the wing back, because he can't play as a left back, as I said so many times, but you've got to get through to him. He is not a left back. He is he's more of an attacking, and that wing back position is just right for him. He did make some bad decisions. He lost the ball in midfield a few times in good position for Manchester City. But overall, I thought he dragged us up the pitch more, and he was very good going forward and creating chances. So my second of my 3 man of the matches is going to be our goalie, who has been a rock in our defence / in between the sticks in the last couple of years. It's Fabianski, super fab. In the first half, he didn't really have to make pretty much any saves at all. But then, as I keep on saying, in the second half, he did have to make a few more he had to make a few more saves, because Man City piled the pressure on and piled the players on the pitch. But he made, in the last 10 minutes, he made a couple of superb saves to give us the point, and especially in one of the last attacks of the game, as he just got his hand to it to push it around the corner for the last corner of the game. So I think that pretty much gave us the point. Some cracking saves from Manuel. No, that's Lanzini. He's a good player though. What a goal. What's his name? Fabianski. I just saw Fabianski. I forgot what his name is. But my third man of the match is going to be Pablo Fornals. He ran his absolute socks off. He touched every blade of that grass, I'm sure, today. He gets criticised a lot, and sometimes rightly so. But I thought he worked really hard today, pressing and helping the team out very well, whether it was going forward or tracking back or just picking the ball up and going forward. I thought he was very good today. And just there's some Antonio news that unfortunately Moyes has confirmed that this could be a hamstring problem, so we don't think he is going to be playing in next week against Liverpool. So overall, this is the last sentence. I think this is going to sum it up really well. Overall, a great first half going forward, and then we did our defensive job superbly in the second half by being resilient and holding our ground, staying there, and not letting Man City in too much. And that's pretty much it. So it was a game of 2 halves today. Attacking half, the first half, and a resilient, very good defensive half in the second. So if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you do give it a huge thumbs up. We got 12 likes, thanks to the people over at Irons United, I think, helping me out, plugging my YouTube channel as I went on theirs. As I said, linked in the description is going to be their channel and the video I was in, so please go and watch that. Subscribe to their channel, subscribe to my channel, and it'll all be good. So until Wednesday, I think there will be a West Ham Wednesday, I'm sure of it. But until then, come on you Irons.